Hi, and welcome to the Nico de Gallo Show. You're probably wondering, hey Nico de Gallo, where have you been? Where are you going? Why do we park in a driveway? Cool.
Big booty, but you got a big booty. Go to work. Big booty, but you ain't down for free.
If you've seen my videos, you've probably noticed I use like a lot of symbols, and after video 4, it occurred to me, hey, a lot of you have no idea what they are or why they're even there. So, I'm going to talk to you about the I.P.A. today. The cat is very distracting.
Oh my god!
He's like that Pokemon that's like big all the time. Yeah.
It's lit.
Maybe you like that.
Oh my god. If you've seen my last video, you know how I feel about English spelling. I hate it. And so did this guy. So he remade the alphabet so that you would write things how they're actually pronounced. And then later, this guy hit up this guy and was like, yeah, that's cool, okay, but like what if we did that for all the languages? And then the other guy was like, okay. Now there's a set of characters that you can use to universally represent any speech sound in any language ever. Depending on which symbol is being used, you can determine whether or not it is voiced or unvoiced. This is called voicing. You can determine where it's being pronounced in your mouth. Is it your lips? Is it your teeth? Is it your lips and your teeth? Is it your glottis, like the sound? Then you also have manner of articulation. When the air flows through your mouth and you're making the noise, does it stop? Does it continue unobstructed? And if there's not a symbol for it already, there are diacritics, so a bunch of little dots and squiggles and is that you can add to the letters to make them make the sounds you want. So the sound B is represented with this character, which makes a B sound. But some languages, instead of breathing out when they're making sounds like that, they actually breathe in. These are called ingressives. So to make a B into a B, they just add a hook to the top. And vowels are represented on the I.P.A. using a chart based off of where your jaw and the root of your tongue is and whether or not your lips are rounded when you pronounce the vowel. So for example, an oo sound is a high back rounded vowel because your jaw is relatively closed, or high, your tongue or the root of your tongue is towards the back of your mouth and your lips are rounded. And that's why I.P.A. is super duper and stuff. Am I out of frame yet? Okay, cool. This week's word of the week is profligacy. Profligacy, which is written like this in I.P.A., means over the top, very extravagant. It could also mean like you have a lot of something. When talking about a person, it usually has the connotation of a lack of moral regard. This originally comes from the Latin, I don't know how to spell it, but the past participle of this word. And that originally meant to shatter or debase. And that's your word of the week. All right, everybody, that's it for this episode of Nico de Gallo. I want to thank my cameraman / sound person / lighting person / cinematographer / director, Alejandro Gabriel Diaz. I also want to say thank you to the crew who came out to help us film today, Belicia and Jasmine, who are both part of the Views from the Pit blog. I will put the link to that website in the description below. That will link you to their website and their Facebook page. I also want to give a shout out to my friend Bamboon, who is on the beat today once again. And in fact, if there's any of you guys who do music, go ahead and send me your beats. I'd love to use them for my videos. Thank you so much, everybody, and I'll see you next week, but like for real this time, on Nico de Gallo! When you're pretty but your head is heavy.